Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Alula Pro Roundtable. My name is Rodney Bosch. I'm Senior Editor at Security Sales and Integration. I'm here with a great group of industry experts who are eager to share how smart home security integrators are working with home builders to attract tech-savvy, tech-first millennial buyers. So that's the topic of today's discussion. How is the security industry best suited to build the smart home? Let's quickly go around the table and meet our panelists. Gentlemen, if you could each introduce yourself and the companies you help operate. Todd, please get us started.
Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Appreciate you moderating today. Hi, everyone. Todd Hokunson, responsible for sales here at Alula. Alula is a full services security provider. We have a full breadth of products and services, both interactive platform as well as full product and services to support all your needs, end-to-end platform for the professional installing alarm dealer. Whether you're doing new installs, system upgrades, or takeovers, hardwired solutions as well as wireless solutions, depending on what type of install you're doing. We also offer both IP-based communication as well as cellular communication. IP is core to everything we do at our company, but recognizing that people want options, so we offer multiple paths of communication on our platform. And then certainly we backed it up with all the right account management tools, online tools to allow the dealer to both, service their customers and do that remotely, so they can have all the tools they need to take care of their customers.
All right, let's pass it over to Troy Brake, President of Henderson Security. Hello, Troy.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I am, as you said, with Henderson Security Solutions. We are a security integrator out of Ottawa, Canada. So a little north from you guys. We've been here doing the builder market for a number of years as well, specializing mostly in the security side of the business. We've been with Alula now and integrating with Alula systems for the last about 2.5 years and using their products in most of our installations.
All right, Troy, thank you. Let's hear from Josh Gunter.
Rodney, thanks a lot for having us, and pleased to meet everybody here. My name is Joshua Gunter, and I am the Regional Operations and Process Manager here at Drees Homes. I've been with Drees for about 16 years and in purchasing for 15 of those. Before that, I had my own company with my dad, building houses, so I've been in the home building industry for about 25 years now. So Drees Homes is a private home builder based out of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, which is right outside of Cincinnati. And we have markets all over the country in Texas and the East Coast and the Midwest. And we cater primarily to second, third, and fourth time home buyers. So it's a space, home automation is a space that we've been in for quite some time, and I'm looking forward to the discussion.
Excellent, excellent. And we have an industry consultant with us today, Bill Graham. Hello, Bill.
Hello, thank you. Well, I have over 45 years experience in the security and smart home technology industry. I joined actually Guardian Protection Services back in 1987 as the Vice President of Sales and Marketing. In 2000, we developed a separate program for just servicing the builder market. And from 2000 to 2007, we grew it to over 50,000 rooftops a year we were doing in new construction alone, which made us the largest full service integrator in the country. I retired from Guardian back in May of 2000, and I joined MacGuard Security Advisors as a senior advisor for sales and business development. And my primary focus is helping integrators, manufacturers, and builders navigate the ever-changing home technology market space.
Excellent. Gentlemen, we got lots to cover today to help us get on the right track. Todd, I'd like you to give us a high-level introduction to what's going on in the builder channel and how are suppliers of smart home products and services as well as residential security integrators getting involved.
Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Yeah, so what we're seeing today is really, the necessity for the residential security integrator is more important today than ever. Traditionally, the new homes or the builder channel where you'd put in a a basic, simple system, hardwired, very straightforward and simple, pre-wire the home. That has changed dramatically what we're seeing today with the emergence of smart home. The way that's changed the market is it's become very complex. The consumer is a lot more intelligent today. What they expect when they move into the home, access to being able to control certain things is a standard, lifestyle and life safety, where it used to be just very basic life safety. So what's really changed is, depending on who they're working with, in what region they're in, and what market you're in, some builders want to go still, traditional hardwired. Many want to lead with automation and home automation. Some want wireless. Some want service plans that are 1 or 2 or 3 years. Some want multi-year and lifetime programs. So a market that was very, very simple and very basic, I believe, for the residential security integrators has become very complex. So they need solutions that are modular. They need several options. They need versatile programs really to help them control their costs. So we've seen a complete shift. And so the residential security dealers need options. They need to be able to control costs, and they need tools to support that as well, both on-site and remotely. So because it is life safety, and it is lifestyle, not just life safety anymore. So that's become critical. And they also, lastly, I would say, we're seeing where multiple plans or programs out in the market, builders are leading with smart home because that's what the homeowner wants. But you need a very easy, simple upgrade path to security after they move into the home. So they're looking for tools and platforms that allow them to cut over, to offer professional monitoring, to upgrade that system and have a platform that's easily upgradable, not having to go back into the home and put new hardware in or new types of technology in, and leveraging what's there. So that's what we're seeing today in the smart home.
Yeah, burgeoning market indeed. Over the past 18 months, the value that people place on using technology to improve their lifestyle has significantly increased, from being able to see who is at the front door to securing and monitoring a vacation home. According to one industry report, 88% of U.S. households currently have broadband, and consumers have an average of 13 connected devices in their homes. That's up 9 devices in 2016. Parks Associates estimates that by 2025, U.S. households will have an average of 20 connected devices in their homes. The demand is certainly growing quickly. As our discussion today is focused specifically on the builder segment, we'll talk about connected devices and what some builders are doing to help drive the connected trend. I'd like to start, guys, with kind of a lightning round. Let's start with a general question to get things rolling. A question that everyone likely has an opinion on. In 60 seconds or less, what's driving interest in smart home technology across the builder community? Josh?
I think more and more homeowners are expecting some level of home automation in a brand new home. It used to be they would seek it out because it was a specific interest, but now it's expected. So kind of a plug and play option where the home is at the very least upgradable without, like you said, Todd, going back into the home and installing a lot more hardware. So it's more of an expectation. And then of course we have customers that that have more interest than others, and they will upgrade with our low voltage providers.
Yeah, I'd like to bring Troy in. Troy, what are the most commonly sought after smart devices among new home buyers?
I guess first of all, I'd like to probably just explain that the market here in Canada is very different for the smart home technology. Here in Ottawa, in particular, there's not a lot of builders that have embraced the the connected home or the smart home automation systems to their offering just yet. But there are some builders that are starting to embrace and starting to look at offering individual items. So not really the connected home as such. But we do see an uptick in those offerings, and see that they're starting to see value in having smart homes for sure.
Great. And Bill, please address this question as well. What do you see driving interest in smart home technology across the builder community?
I think it's convergence of several things. One is, I think, the change in the demographics, right, of new home buyers today. The millennials represents about 40% of that market right now. And they're very much technology driven. In fact, they kind of demand technology in their home when it comes to Wi-Fi and wired networks and also smart home. After all, they have an app for everything else, right? They're connected to everything else. I think why would they not want to be connected to their home? So I think that's one of the primary drivers there. I think what I've heard working with the builders in the last 5 years, since smart home has become more prevalent, is builders in new construction, their competition is the existing residential market, and depending on the market, to build a new home, it could be 30% more cost per square foot than the existing residential market. So I think builders are always looking at a way to add value to their homes without adding a lot of cost. And you can do that with smart home technology. The builder can upgrade to a smart thermostat, a smart lock, a smart garage door opener, and some smart lighting for just a few $100. So it's not very expensive for a builder to add smart devices into their home. So I think all those things converging is what's driving the smart home market.
Yeah, Todd, I'd like you to address the same question. What's driving interest in smart home technology across the builder community?
Yeah, I think there's several things, but first, I think one of the things that Bill hit on, the home buyer is a lot more tech savvy today, access to information, a lot more knowledgeable. The millennials, as he said, are roughly 40% of the home buyers. It's an expectation. They buy a home today. They view home automation as a standard. They want to move into the house, and as Bill said, they have a mobile app. They want to control everything from their app, and so why not everything in their home? So that's probably the number one reason what's really driving automation. Secondly, is everywhere you look, the major consumer electronic manufacturers out there, Ring as an example, video doorbell, you see that every day, pushing advertising, all kinds of home automation technology to the home buyer. So there's a lot of options out there. You walk in any electronic store, you go on Amazon, you go into Best Buy, it's front and center, it's everywhere. You see it on TV. So it's being marketed and advertised everywhere you go. The homeowner or home buyer wants it, and the builders and the integrators have to deal with that. And that creates, as we talked about, some of the complexity, but in my opinion, that's what's really driving interest in smart home technology.
Okay. So Josh, does your company offer smart home devices or systems as part of a base package, or is it an add-on item that's offered to home buyers?
Every one of our divisions has a base home package that includes a hub and then some combination of light, lock, thermostat, garage door opener. So it's kind of a base entry-level package, and then the homeowner can expand upon that with the provider.
Can you give us some examples on sort of that value add that comes in after that, the initial package?
The value add is we're seeing cameras really take off. A lot of cameras. Is that your question? What kind of products are? Yeah, a lot of cameras, because cameras have just exploded. People want to keep an eye on their house, and for the type of customer that we sell to, that's very important to them. So not only is it the front door camera, it's starting to permeate throughout the house, or have the ability to install those cameras very easily.
And what kind of adoption rates are you currently seeing among new home buyers?
Well, of course, we've got 100% adoption rate out the gate because we're installing some smart home technology that's functional the day they move in. But we are seeing some investment in that space. Probably 15 to 20% are adding some kind of smart home technology on top of what we already offer, which I think is pretty good.
Okay. And what do you see driving increased adoption going forward?
I think as the industry becomes less fractured and the manufacturers get consolidated a little bit, I think that's going to help those adoption rates even more, because right now a lot of our customers just have too much choice. They see too many options out there. Their cable provider is trying to get them to do home automation. So I think as the industry itself consolidates somewhat and there's not so many choices, I think that's going to help a customer make a good choice and know that it's going to work with the system that's in their house.
Yeah, I'd like to bring Troy in. Troy, what are the most commonly sought after smart devices among new home buyers?
Actually, I'd have to agree with Josh that video is probably the most sought after right now, the most popular item, and in particular, the video doorbell has been really popular for us. That clients would love to see who's at the front door. And as you mentioned earlier, more and more clients are home now, and still here in Canada working from home quite a bit. So knowing who's at the door is very important for sure.
Okay. And Troy, from your experience with builders, what percentage of the time are you installing just smart control in automation, versus cameras and security?
Well, I'd probably like to start by even just backtracking a little bit, but the market here in Canada, I have to say, is very different than what it is there in the US. In Ottawa in particular, there's not many builders that have actually jumped on board with the smart home integration as included in their homes. There are a few builders that do offer kind of individual items. They might be offering a doorbell, or they might be offering a thermostat. But some of those items are being installed by the electricians or the HVAC. So actually having an integrator like us jump on and offer, there's not too many that are actually in that space right now. Now, going back to your question, with the installations that we're doing, we're still probably about 80-90% of security and camera, and 10 to 20% of the home automation. So probably not as high as what you guys are down south.
Okay. Bill, got one for you. Doorbell cameras are popular, both as DIY and professionally installed devices, of course. When you were still working for an integrator, did you work with any builders that were offering standalone doorbell cameras, or maybe they were allowing you to install doorbell cameras as a way of getting your foot in the door?
Yeah, we did. We worked with several builders who were offering the doorbell as a standard feature. It's a great way to get into into smart home without making a big investment. And from an integrator standpoint, our goal was to get in front of that customer. And for that reason, the doorbell typically wasn't installed till post-close, after the customer moved in, because we needed to have Wi-Fi up and running. It allowed us that opportunity to get in front of that customer to present other security and smart home options. And we found that we're very successful with that, incorporating their doorbell now into their smart home and into their security app.
So how often does installing a doorbell camera or some other smart device lead to additional equipment or service sales?
Well, our experience has been that the more the builder and sometimes the integrator invests into the standard package, the higher percentage that you have of upgrading them to a security option or other smart home options. We experienced about a 60% with folks that bought security alone, and then additional smart home devices on top of that, including expanding to internal and external cameras.
So Troy, what are you seeing on that same kind of thing? Installing a doorbell camera that leads to additional equipment service sales?
Yeah, definitely. It's made a big difference for sure. And, as Bill just mentioned, it gets us in the door. And that's always the most important factor. Once we're in the door and we get an opportunity to discuss the full offering, it has made a difference. I'd probably even say that, for us, we've probably been more of a 75% hit ratio with upgrades after taking security, taking other items and whatnot. So it's been advantageous for sure.
And Bill, you worked with a lot of builders during your time in the industry. How did you see smart home needs or applications differ from one builder to the next?
Well, I think that when you're working with a smaller builder, you can go in and customize the system for their clientele. When you're going in and talking to a large national builder, it's a little bit of a different story, because they have agreements with some of their manufacturers, and it makes it more difficult for them to spec in smart equipment that across their region, because not all smart devices work on all different platforms. So we've seen some various difference there. We've also seen more builders that are moving to what we call a white glove service, where more and more builders are actually building spec homes now because of the market demands. And with spec homes, builders feel like they want to include some type of either smart devices that you add a hub, or a full turnkey system with a hub included. So we've seen a lot of that happening, where the integrators are switching from actually providing a lot of technology up front with a home buyer meeting and selection process, to more and more builders are wanting that to happen on the back end post-close.
Gotcha. Okay. Have you noticed any differences in builder needs or expectations as you've worked with different types of builders? Perhaps regional builders place a different emphasis on smart technology than national builders?
It's not so much they place a different importance on it. I think national builders all have the attention of smart home, and even large, we call super regional builders like Drees Homes, who they were one of the first to the market, including smart home as a standard feature. It just becomes a little bit more difficult for them to drive something down from the top, especially if they don't know where to turn to do that. Like, for example, a lot of builders will include standard features on a national level. These are our smart devices, but allow the local region to make a decision as to the integrator that's going to fulfill the hub and the security and all the add-ons. So we find that even the large national builders, a lot of times they just push those decisions down onto the local level. So yeah, so it's really not a lot different between the big guys and the small guys, unless, like I said, the national is going to spec something in from corporate.
Okay. I'd like to bring Todd back in. Alula, of course, recently announced their new builder program. Todd, you guys are offering multiple service options to dealers. Tell me about those options and why your team decided to offer more than just one service plan.
Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Yeah, it was pretty simple. We had the benefit of many dealers that were already installing our technology into new construction, the builder channel. So reaching out and talking to both our current partners and dealers, as well as many dealers that were evaluating technology and just coming on board and what they were looking for. What we learned was, depending on what market you were competing in, what technology you were installing, some wanted a basic, simple 1-year service plan, prepaid service plan, and many wanted multi-year, and some wanted lifetime. So as we looked at it, in line with our value proposition as a company, trying to be modular and flexible, providing multiple options to help them control their costs, we made the decision that we would offer several different service plans. So you can have prepaid service plans for 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, even multi-year or lifetime, to allow them to position that depending on which builder they're working with. Different builders have different requirements. And so it was pretty simple. And because we're vertically integrated and, control the entire platform ecosystem, it was pretty simple for us to do that and launch to the market, and got some great feedback on that. So really was driven on market demand and what the dealers required.
Excellent. Bill, what's the advantage to the dealer and or builder of having service plan options that vary in length?
Well, I think it's best for the builder, the dealer, and their prospective homeowner. Security manufacturers like LULA have an advantage by incorporating security and smart home all on one platform. This gives the homeowner the best experience, but also, more importantly, what a lot of people don't realize, is also the most secure platform, because it's managed versus an open platform that there's no monthly fee, but you get what you pay for. So for a secure managed platform like Alula, that there's going to be a monthly service fee involved. And this allows the integrator to sit down with the builder and designing a plan to meet those home buyer demographics and also the builder's budget.
Gotcha. Todd, other manufacturers and service providers have programs, intended to help sell security and smart home technology, into the builder channel. What is the difference? What's unique about Alula's program?
Yeah, I think what's unique about it, and touched on some of it already, is, the simplicity and flexibility in an all-in-one platform. giving the integrators the ability, a seamless path to upgrade and provide solutions remotely to their end users to help to control costs, eliminate truck rolls, allow them to install a smart home system, and then remotely turn it on to a security system, through our dealer portal. So giving them the tools they need to enable remotely and support it remotely, as well as a single platform that offers automation, video, and intrusion all through a single user interface, whether that be the mobile app or a 7-inch touchscreen, which is very relevant today, obviously, in new homes or smart homes.
Yeah. So the program's new. Thus far, what kind of response have you received from your partners that have had a chance to review the program?
Yeah, the response has been awesome, and it's been very beneficial, not just to our current partners, who again we took a lot of feedback and tried to build around the current requirements and needs of our current partners, but also it's opened many doors for us where other partners that we have not been working with are now looking and converting over to Alula's platform because they love the platform and the options that we provide for the services we talked about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the home builder in the group. Josh, things have changed so much in the past 18 months with COVID, reshaping our home lives. From the perspective of a home manufacturer, how has the pandemic changed the types of systems or equipment that home buyers are wanting in their new homes?
Well, surprisingly, we did see a lot more discretionary spending as we sold more homes. And the volume of the homes that we sold over the last 18 months has just been spectacular, just tremendous. Nobody expected it. But what we've seen people invest in as far as the automation and just low voltage category is primarily on the entertainment side, because a lot of new home builders are expanding those spaces, those outdoor spaces, those entertainment spaces, and those office spaces. And so they wanted to make sure that they're properly wired, of course, but we've seen them spend more of their money targeted to the entertainment because they know they're going to be spending a lot more time at home with people working from home, and they want to make sure that the house is wired properly. So we didn't see an uptick necessarily in the automation as we did in just upgrading the whole home in general. So the low voltage providers we have benefited from that greatly.
Josh, what makes a good security dealer home technology partner? What are you looking for? What can you inform our dealer audience on the kind of partner they need to be successful for you?
3 simple words: service, 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 because this is a space that a home builder is not going to be very familiar with. They're going to have a general idea of what they want to provide to their customer, but they're going to be looking to that provider to bridge the gap. And they want their customer to be taken care of. They want them to be safe. They don't want to put any risk, especially when it comes to the security side. They don't want to take on any risk or put their customer at risk. So they're going to want a good provider, a reputable provider, and they're going to want you to sell it and service it and make sure that their customer stays happy with the products that they've chosen.
Okay. Troy, as an integrator, have you seen a change in what builders are looking to offer in their new homes?
Yeah, I have actually in the last number of months, especially. As I mentioned already, the builders here in our market haven't quite embraced the smart home, connected home as much as we would hope. But they are starting to look definitely at that space and look at what products they can offer. They're still doing kind of the one-off systems, the video doorbell or a thermostat, those types of devices. But having a fully connected home is not quite as relevant right now. But I can see that shift going that way for sure.
So Henderson has had success in this space. What differentiates you from your competition? What can you share with our dealer audience on some pointers on getting them successful in this space? They're just getting their feet wet.
Yeah. For us, what I guess probably one of our biggest successes is that we are a local company. We're well known here in this region. Our persistence is something that's very important because again, you got to kind of keep on top and keep I guess, putting out there what we have to offer and where the market is changing. As everyone here knows, that the market is changing daily, and it, you know, getting that information out to the builders is very important for us. And you know, we're pretty excited as well about the new packages that Alula has put forward and offering to the dealers now, and hopeful that, you know, some of these packages will garner the interest that we think it will, and I'm sure Alula as well, and try to get some more builders on, you know, to embrace this smart home market for sure.
Excellent. Bill, as the country takes the initial steps of emerging from our COVID cocoons and people return to the office, what changes, if any, are you anticipating to the demand or usage of smart home systems?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing is, you know, they've been working from home and out of home for so long now. Now they're going back to the old normal, right? And now they're going to be away from the home. And I think the biggest thing, the advantage that smart home provides to these folks is the connectivity to their home while they're away. So they can still stay connected, know what's going on in the home and outside the home, and give them that peace of mind.
Okay. To close out our discussion, I have a question that I'd like each of you to address. There are many integrators watching this that are just beginning to think about working with builders. What's one piece of advice you would share with them? Josh, if you could get us going here.
Well, in the case of Bill, be persistent. It took a while for him and I to form a relationship, but if you know that you've got the right product for that builder and you can service that builder, then make sure that you don't give up on them, and make sure that you can show that builder exactly what you can provide for the customer and the service level that you can give to the customer to make sure they're satisfied with those choices.
Troy, what say you?
Actually, I would agree with Josh 100%. Persistence is very important for sure, and making sure that that everyone is aware of the products and what's out there and what we have to offer, and keeping in touch and keeping again the information flow for sure, and building the relationship. That's definitely been very important.
And Bill, our industry consultant, if I'm a dealer, I have success elsewhere, but in the builder space, I am brand new. What do I need to do?
Well, the first most important thing to play in that business is develop a business plan, because you can have a lot of capital go out before, you know, you get paid because of the, you know, the length of the build cycle. So really identify a business plan and who your target audience is. You know, you have custom builders, semi-custom, custom builders like Drees, which are great builders, and then you have production builders. So it's really important to decide which builder best suits your needs. And then you have to decide what's your value proposition. You have all these other integrators that you're competing against, all the service providers now. There's an app for everything. So as an integrator, what's my value proposition? It goes obviously more on providing great service. You know, the builder's gonna have to feel comfortable that you're gonna be able to hit their production schedule, number one, and you're gonna service and take care of those customers. They don't want those calls coming into them. They want the integrator to take care of them. But beyond that, you know, what am I gonna bring to that builder to make him decide to want to do business to me? What is my value proposition for that builder or the builder market space?
Excellent. Todd, why don't you bring us home? What are you telling your dealers that are just getting into this space?
Yeah, thanks, Rodney. First, you know, I'd like to say what Josh and Troy and Bill said is spot on. We hear those comments and that feedback every day from our partners, builders, and anybody who's in the space every day. So what they said is very, very valid. You know, what I would tell someone who's getting this space today is it can be very complex. It's not as simple as it used to be. So you need to have a program that is flexible, modular, versatile. So depending on which builder you're working with, based on their requirements, you've got some options, and you can, you know, to control your costs, as Bill mentioned, because it can get very costly up front if you don't have a good business plan going in. So understand what segment of the market you're competing in. There's different segments, what the builder's requirements are. And based on how vast you want to be, if you want to be working with just one builder and one channel, you keep things simple. but as you expand and grow in the different segments of the market, you'll need technology to allow you to be very, very flexible, give you a lot of options to help you control your costs.
Excellent. Gentlemen, we're out of time. I want to thank you so much for all the information you brought to the table today. Really an exciting space for dealers to attack. And I know there was a lot of good information provided today to help them do just that. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Rodney.
Thanks, Rodney.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.